Crowd of boys. Peace. What's good? I come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and practicing non-sexual acts of intimacy. This is a good topic, my boys. If you out there and you're in the dating world, if you're looking for a partner, have a partner, or you're curious, or you just want to test yourself, test the grounds, or talking to women and dealing with women and stuff like that, here's some tips. You don't have to do them right away. You don't have to go ASAP, and the woman that you are attracted to or that is attracted to you, you just want to dive in. Take your time on your journey. Go on that long streak. Really take care of yourself first. And when you're ready, you're ready. And to each his own. In due time and for everybody, if that's what you wish. But this video is for those who are on semen retention, wants to be on semen retention, and want to practice intimacy. If you have a partner, or like I said, if you're on the market of getting a partner. I want to say this before I give out these acts, these non-sexual acts. Make sure you vet these women correctly. You talk to them on a friendship level first, just to pick their brain, see where their mind is at. If they're on the same type of time as you, taking things slow, that's the best course you could go on, getting to know somebody. But if they're quick to have sex, get it in. Once again, it's all on you, what you want to do. But this practice is for building a healthier relationship with women overall, with your woman or whoever you're dating. This is a healthier way of building this relationship and catering to your lifestyle of semen retention. As a man, you will still be able to stay on your streak, on your journey, and it'll be more receptive for your partner, this female that you're dealing with, to take the journey with you. You dig? So the first things first, we're going to get, sentimental. We're going to tap in though. You hear me, my boys? So the first one is cuddling. If you get close enough to a female and, y'all attracted to each other and y'all in close proximity, cuddling, hugging and stuff like that. Holding somebody with the energy that you have been holding within, that you are attracted to or you care about, even with family members and stuff like that. This is deep physical stuff where so much as a hug or cuddling, this stimulates the dopamine that's in your brain. There's a connection with actual, the love that you hold inside within yourself, your expression, your acts, produce that outwardly without having to take your clothes off and have sex with somebody. There's a connection, that embrace. Once again, your aura, you're already walking around with a aura and you're magnetic. Now you're hugging people and you're bringing them into your energy. You dig? So if you got a female and you hug them, you're cuddling and stuff like that, that embrace, that type of energy goes a long way. And that's a form of intimacy. And females like that. Like you don't have sex on your mind all the time. Like you got other means and ways of showing that you care for somebody. Just by being around them, giving them a hug, holding them, cuddling. You dig? The next one is holding hands, a touch. It's like the same thing with a handshake. And I'm going to tell you boys now, be careful who you shake hands with. Out here in this world, a lot of people, are into wicked stuff, and that touch and that transfer of energy is real. I don't want to veer off too much. But I don't know if you boys have ever seen the movie Fallen with Denzel. um, where where spirits are, this certain spirit of Azazel is transferring from people to people, through touch, and this is, on the spiritual side, this is some real shit. Like, it's a movie, but some real shit be in these movies. So y'all got to really tap in and pay attention. So just be careful who you shake hands with, who you touch. That's why I say you have to learn these women, get to know these women first before you start touching them. You know what I mean? It's already, you're bringing yourself into their presence, or, they're bringing yourself into your presence. So just be careful of touching certain people, and things of that nature, you know what I mean? But holding hands, it's a form of intimacy. Of course, you're holding hands with your girl or female or something like that. Another trick that I like to use, is getting your girl to cut your fingernails. Let her pamper you a little bit. You know what I mean? Not too much, like, doing all that other extra shit, but, let her clip your fingernails. If you want to let her do your feet too, let her go ahead, man. You know what I mean? You deserve to get treated like a king. But allowing her to do certain stuff like that is a form of intimacy, and you could do it back for her too. Rub her feet, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. But this is another act if, you're close enough to a female that y'all could do things together, and, these acts, show once again that love and that care for one another. And it doesn't all have to be about sex. The next thing is obvious. And you got to be careful, but kissing. Making out with a female. Once again, you comfortable enough with this female. You got a good sense of who she is, what she's about. And this is an obvious one. This is a form of intimacy, but kissing is safe, but you're kind of pushing the line of intimacy that can lead to sex. But with the right person who understands what you're doing, what you're going through, without really you having to say, I'm on semen retention, you just move how you move. That's it. That's all you got to do, my boys. I'm going through it right now. So as long as you're leading the way, that you're controlling yourself, she'll follow. The female that I'm dealing with now, she's telling me, listen, I'm moving how you move. Straight up. That's what she told me. You know what I mean? So basically, when I'm ready to push that button, I can. And that's the type of control you want to have. You want her to relinquish that control over to you a little bit. And once when you have that control, you don't want to force anything, but you want to be careful of doing certain things. And kissing is one of them. Kissing, obviously, leads to other touching and other stuff. And, just be wary. If you want to stay on your retention journey, don't go too far with the kissing. Kissing goodbye, kissing, if y'all hugged up and stuff like that, y'all in the crib chilling, y'all in the room, and, you just want to kiss on your lady or whatever, or she want to kiss on you, it's cool. But, kind of don't let it go too far. And if it starts to get too heavy for you, let her know, like, yo, I really, we need to take things slow. And she'll respect you for it. You have respect for her and her body. She appreciates that. The only ones that will blow you off or ghost you are the ones that's not for you. Real talk. If she's for you, she'll be down with you, bro. It's about loyalty. You want a female that is loyal to you. And it isn't a test to test her out, but this is a test for her to see what a real man is and how a real man moves. That sex isn't the first thing on this man's mind. The next non-sexual act that you can practice is exercising with this specific person. When you're working out with somebody, a gym partner, you simultaneously flood your systems with serotonin and dopamine. It's the same dopamine hit that you get, right? And when you're side by side, you're doing the same thing, same motion. And you know what I mean? If you're working out with a female and if you've been in the weight room, you're stronger as a man, physically you may be stronger. So you want to cater to who you're working out with, whether she is a beginner or, she's into it. But regardless, this results, you'll subconsciously start to associate that rush and pleasure of working out with this person. So, the certain exercises that you're doing, when you get that dopamine release and that hit, it caters to being intimate with that person because you guys are sharing that close space. That energy that is flowing as you work out is surrounding you and your person, and you guys are interacting and pushing each other, work it out in the gym. And this has nothing to do with sex, you know what I mean? But this is something intimate that you guys are practicing. I don't know how far you boys tap in to y'all workouts, when y'all work out, but I take my workout very serious. So for me to let somebody into what I do, in my workouts and my regimen, that's intimate for me. Cause I really tap in. I put on my headphones and I zone out. So for me to take off my headphones and pay attention to somebody else, that's important for me. So, it should be the same thing for you boys as well. This is self-care that you're practicing when you work out. You're working on yourself. So to let somebody in and take the time to cater to them, that needs to be recognized. And like I said, exercise is important. You care about that person's body as well. You invite them or they invite you, take the opportunity to do that. The next thing is go on a date and talk. It's easy to take a female out on a date. Females are always up for dates, going out. They want to be seen and they want to be with you, whatever the case may be, right? Females love to be outside. You know what I mean? But talk. Be interactive. Be you. Don't change and do too much or try to overcompensate. If you're not a big talker, that's cool. Be around a female that can bring that out of you a little bit, you know what I mean? But also still be yourself. Be interactive. Pay attention to her. Pay attention to what she talks about. If she's bringing conversation, try to elaborate more on what she's talking about. See what her interests are. You dig what I'm saying? So, be able to be you, man. Use what you have stored up on your journey to express yourself. And let it flow naturally. Everything flows naturally. You know what I mean? So, you go out on a date, you out with her, you attracted to her, you like her. If you're on your journey, if you have taken time to entertain a female, she has to be worth it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, you go on a date, you need to talk to this woman and really, figure her out and get to know her. The next thing is establish rituals together. Now, I don't want to spook you boys and I know you hear like rituals. What you mean? Like do blood sacrifices or, you know what I mean? And it's not that deep. It's not that thick when you hear the word ritual. What comes to my mind and the reason why I'm laughing so much is because, I don't know if you come across this video, if you familiar with, the rapper, Machine Gun Kelly and his girl, what's her name? Megan Fox. They drink each other's blood. You know what I mean? And they do that to build a bond together and as a form of intimacy altogether. Now, like I said, I don't want to spook you boys, and I'm not saying I condone drinking your partner's blood or anything like that by a long shot, you dig? But I get it. I understand it. Like they want to build, they for each other, they are close. And I don't know if you boys are familiar too with, when, I forget what movie it is, but you cut your hand and you start to bleed and you shake your other partner's hand who cut their hand and it forms like a friendship or a bond. It goes deeper into that type of ritualistic type of acts. But the rituals I'm talking about, and I want you boys to grasp, is certain things that you may want to do with the female that is non-sexual. Like, for example, meditating together, praying together, with your female. Find out what, you know what I mean, what she's into, what type of religion, her background and stuff like that. And if you are into meditation and if you're into prayer, then try to invite her into that. Because ultimately that is a ritual. If you're Muslim, and you know, Muslims, they pray 7 times a day. You know, if you're Muslim, 7 times a day, invite that woman or that significant other into your prayer. Because what you're doing is a ritual. If you're doing something 7 times a day, it's a ritual, bro. It's something that you do constantly, and over time you do it, you know, as a repetition. That's a ritual. It's like going to church for Christians every Sunday. Every Sunday they go to church, right? That is a ritual. They play the songs, they say the hymns, the preacher talks. It's the same programming that goes on. It's a ritual. That's a form of a ritual. Spiritually, you need to have rituals set in place for yourself. But when you want to get intimate with your female, you want to invite her into your world, you know, establish that. Establish her into your rituals, whatever that is, whatever you're into. Another thing is cook together. That's like an obvious one, but you know, most you boys, I'm not going to judge. If you don't know how to cook, then that's on you. But find you a female that know how to cook. If she know how to cook, hey, let's cook together. Teach me. Let her teach you. I know how to cook. So, you know, and the female I deal with, she knows how to cook too. So we can, you know what I mean, put our minds together and create something together. You know, when we talk about food and stuff like that, you know, our melanin people, we like to cook soul food, right? And what you think of soul food may be, you know, the fried chicken and the candy yams, mac and cheese and stuff like that. But, you know, soul food is really cooked with love, you know, and when you cooking with somebody that you digging, like, it's different. Shit is different. I don't know what it is. Like, you know, it's like your grandmother's cooking. It's like your mother's cooking. You know what I mean? That's soul food to me. That's real soul food. It don't matter what type of dish they cook. It's the way that they cook it and who's cooking it for me. It hits different. The next thing is talking philosophy, and that ties into the rituals. But engage in deep convos. You know, these are intimate and philosophical thoughts that you share with only people that you're close to. And this causes you to bond intellectually, which helps build that intimacy, to get to know somebody's mind, what's going on in your brain. And it's vice versa, get to know what's going on and letting somebody in to let her know what's going on in your mind. And once again, when it's not about sex and it's not about, you know, you checking out her body and what you would do to her sexually, but getting to really know her and pick her brain, once again, she'll appreciate that. And that builds that more intimate bond. You really get to know this person and not just their body. And last thing is striving for goals together, planning for the future, trips, you know what I mean, places y'all want to go together, certain experience that you guys may want to have, if y'all share those same experiences. If you want kids in the future, this is why some of us are retaining. We want to retain because we want to produce life, for real, for real. We want to make sure our semen is being utilized for the right thing. So if you're building with a woman or you talking to a woman and she's like, I don't want to have kids and this and that, I'm not going to say she's not the one for you. Maybe she takes some time and convincing, and getting to know you and what you want. But yeah, if that's the type of time that you're on, then you need to let her know that and know what your goals are and find out what her goals are. So that way y'all could come to a common ground, see what's going on for real, for real. If this is something that you want, then she either has to get going or she has to compromise. Or she has to follow your lead. So my boys, man, leave y'all with that. Be safe out here dealing with these women. Be safe out here dealing with men who may be jealous of you, dealing with certain women. You know what I mean? Just be careful altogether. You know, getting to know somebody and practicing, once again, intimacy in a non-sexual way. Some of these acts are cool, it's safe, but just be careful with the touching, especially, like I said, the kissing is like the number one that you want to really be careful of, because it leads to other things. Non-ejaculatory sex is okay if you're able to maintain and hold on to your energy, but I don't recommend it. So I stick with the non-sexual acts. Women dig that. Women, they're sexual too. They love sex too, just as like men. But they like, women are naturally just emotional. So these more have to cater to their emotions, and this buys you time to retain, my boys. So take these tips, man, and use them. Play it safe. And with that said, my boys, it's always love and peace.